Okay, I must admit, this bag is gorgeous. So what you need is some t-shirt yarn. Also, leftovers are perfect for this project because you will not need much of it. And you need as many colors as you have. So first you're going to start with the magic circle. And once you connect the magic circle, you're going to add a chain of one. And that one is going to count as double crochet. Then you're going to yarn over and insert another double crochet and one more, 3 in total. And once you have 3 double crochets, you're going to chain one, and then you're going to insert 3 more double crochets into the circle. And you're going to do this until you have 4 sets of 3 double crochets with 1 chain space in between. I was kind of having issues with the yarn. It's a little bit stretchy. It's very nice, but it's maybe even too stretchy. And one main issue with this yarn that I was using is that it is quite heavy. So 100 meters can go anywhere between 250 grams to half a kilo. So this was definitely on the heavier side. And now I am inserting last 3 double crochets into the magic circle, and I will chain one, and then I will connect it to the beginning, that beginning double crochet. And this is what you will have. So now I'm showing you these 3 sets, why it's important to have them and why it's important to have that chain space in between. And now I'm going to connect it to the top of that first double crochet, which was the first in the magic circle, and I'm going to slip stitch. So at this point you can opt for, so this is where your square is going to start forming in these corners. So you have 2 options. You can just introduce new yarn and continue working with it, or you can just finish the circle and start with the new yarn. I think it's a lot easier to do it this way. And I started again with connecting it, and then I inserted another chain, and then I started doing double crochets. So we're going to have in each corner 2 sets of 3 double crochets with 2, we're going to chain 2 in between. You can chain 3 if you want a more square look, but I find the chaining 2 is quite enough, but it's totally up to you. Both are okay. So I've slowed down this portion a little bit so you can actually hopefully see what I'm doing. I know I'm out of frame, but as you can see, into that same space, into that same chain space in between the previous rows double crochets, I'm inserting 2 sets of 3 double crochets. After I finish, I chain 1 and then I continue in the next chain space. And this is what it will look like once you finish. You secure your work and pull the yarn through to the back. And this is the moment to introduce the new color of the yarn. And again, I'm going to do it either in the middle, you can choose where you wish to do it, or on the corner. And I decided this time to do it in a corner, and it doesn't really matter where you do it as long as you do your best to hide and secure that extra yarn, that little tail that's in the back. So practically what I do, I just repeat the same pattern as before. This time we will have slight difference because the circle, or actually the square, is becoming bigger. So because of it, we're going to have extra 3 double crochets in the middle. So corners are going to still have 2 sets of 3 double crochets with a chain of 2 or 3, your personal preference. 3 might be a better option. And then in the next chain space, we're going to insert 3 double crochets, and of course we're going to chain 1 in between. I think it's a lot easier to actually watch it than to explain it, so I'll just let you do it. And here I will try to explain one more time. So right here in the middle, we're going to have 3 double crochets, then we're going to chain 1, and they're going to have in that corner 2 sets of 3 double crochets with chain of 2 or 3 in the middle, and then we're just going to repeat the pattern everywhere around. Unfortunately, my camera died and did not record that one, but I did record the next one. So you will see the next round if you're unsure how to do it. So here I'm just verifying and checking if everything is okay so that I can proceed with the next color. And I only wanted to show you here how to secure the yarn in the back. So you have many options here. You can use a smaller hook and pull the yarn inside and hide it. And that's honestly a perfect choice. But I like to tie knots because in that case I know they will never come undone. Anyways, you will put you will add lining to this. You will have something under it so nobody will actually be able to see. So in this row I decided to show you what it looks like when you start actually not working in that corner. So as you can see, well, here I am having a little bit of struggle. So you are going to insert 3 double crochets into this chain space, and you're going to chain 1, and now we are going to that corner. So we're going to have 3 double crochets, chain of 2 or 3 depending on your choice, and then again 3 double crochets and then chain 1. And then you're just going to continue with this pattern all around. As you can see, you're going to continue working this pattern everywhere. Corners are going to have 2 sets with 2 chain of 2 or 3 in the middle, and the rest of it is going to be with a chain of 1, 3 double crochets. And this is what I have so far. Honestly, this size was perfect and I should have stopped at this point, but I decided to go for it and create quite a big purse, handbag, tote. Yeah, I think it would be practically a tote. But I somehow did not, decide to stop here. And why am I saying this? I mentioned that this yarn is quite heavy. And if you continue working like this, and you will need another side as well, the back side, that is going to be of the same size. And that is going to significantly increase the weight of the bag. It's not that bad, but honestly, I would have liked to have it a lot lighter. So right here, I made one of the sides. So for this, you will need 3 of these, 1 for the bottom and 2 for the sides. And you obviously can incorporate it and work it from those granny squares, but I somehow prefer to do it this way. So I start with chaining 8, and then I go into those back loops to create that first row. The sides are very easy to do, nothing extravagant, nothing too fancy, and you can mix the colors. You don't have to make sides, as you saw, all in one solid color, and that's all you need to do. So this was the chain of 8. Now there will be 7 of them, and you will chain 1 and turn your work. Well, actually I'm going to chain 2 because I decided to save some yarn and go with double crochets. When you do double crochets, you're going to count that turning chain as double crochet, so you're going to skip that first chain from the hook and work in the next one, and this is what you will do for each and every row. As you can see here, now we have finished the second row, and now I'm going to add another color, and I am going to chain and then turn my work, and then in that second chain space from the hook I'm going to insert another double crochet. So not the first one from the hook, but the second one. And I'm just going to continue working it in the same way until the end. I honestly have no idea how many rows I did, but there was a lot, and the bag, as you saw it at the beginning and as you will see at the end, turned out amazingly. But I wish I had done some things differently. These sides add to the weight of the bag, and that kind of creates a little bit of, it's not heavy, don't get me wrong, it's probably like 700 or 800 grams. I don't think it's even that much, but I think that it would look much cuter if it were just two pieces of granny squares put together, or if it were just one granny square on as the front side, and the rest of the bag made of some, let's say, lighter fabric, something sturdy enough to make the purse, but not heavy. And that is one of the things that I'm planning to do in one of the next videos, to show you how to do that. And in that case, you would only need to sew the granny square to the actual bag that you made with fabric. And I think that this could also be a very, very cute way of finishing it. Okay, so here I am showing you how I put them together. Eventually I decided to change the color of the yarn I used, because there was this pink, and I wanted this to actually be visible. As you can see, I switched here to the darker color because I wanted it to pop. And this is totally your personal preference, how you want to finish it. But this is one of the ways. You can also use a darning needle and pull the yarn through and actually like sew it together. This is a very nice and easy way as well to do it. And I think it takes far less time than doing it this way that I was, but I just wanted to crochet it. There is no right or wrong. Do whatever feels better and easier to you, or whatever makes sense at the moment when you're making it. So, okay, this is the corner. There are three sides meeting, and I was trying to see which way I can work them in, so I just decided to continue working one side instead of three immediately, and eventually after this to put those other sides together. So practically I did not work the corners. You could say, cut the corners. Again, I think the darning needle will help you here a lot. Okay, so to repeat, this is again how you can connect it. Start from that corner and just insert the yarn, chain one, and then continue with slip stitches all across. Just try to catch one chain space on each side so that you have enough, and so that you don't get too many of them. Because if you get too many, it's going to get warped. If you get too little, again, it's going to get warped. So pay attention to how many stitches you have. And here I decided to use this fake leather. I don't actually know what this is called, but it's very nice. And one side has this kind of like cotton fabric. Maybe it's not, maybe it just looks like it. And the other side is like leather. And it's quite heavy in terms of it's not thin, and you don't need to use two layers. So I decided to go for the width of the ruler as straps, and I did not want to add the other straps made of like the ones that I made previously for the previous bags. I wanted to add something else to this, and I decided on the length, and then I just cut them, and that's pretty much it. Then I needed to check out where I was going to add the holes in order to be able to connect them to the bag. At first I thought I was just going to do 3 holes, but then it just did not make any sense when I started doing it. So I decided to cut actually 6 little holes on the side. They're parallel to one another and approximately at the same distance from each other. So I do this for both straps at the end, at both ends, and then I am going to connect them to the purse. So before you start, decide on where you want it to be and make sure that it's identical. So if you choose the second set of double crochets on one side, choose the same set on the other side so that it's symmetrical. So here I try to do it with crochet hook, but that just doesn't work. It's hard to do it like this. It's just gonna take you forever. So here I switched to a darning needle, and this plastic little thing is the most amazing thing ever. So what I did, I just went in a cross, like in an X, for the first for the first 4, sorry, and then for the other 2, I just connected them again in the same way. Anyways, you'll see it. This is fairly easy to do, and it's going to secure your bag very, very nicely and safely, and you don't need to worry about it. And I think it's the best possible way to secure this type of purse, and also it gives it extra detail. I think it gives it extra character, and this made it look even better. And then I just secure everything in the back. Again, my favorite, knots. And yeah, here I finished the other one and again secured it with a knot. And that's pretty much it. The bag, well, the shell is done. And at this point, I decided against making the lining, but next time I will. And I will show you how I did it. And this is the finished result. If you like this video or you want to make it, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.